when I look around, what do I see? I see footprints that man have left on the sand while walking through times. I see fruits of our ambition, figments of our imagination, and I ask myself, when will it end? When will it end? It is plain to see, universally this land is not bountiful as it was, simply because in this quest for success, nothing stands in man's way. All rivers run dry, soon the birds won't fly, the mountains will be no longer high. And when I
really think of it, I just wonder why. Top mix. That was before they had mixers. If you could be so kind, share the video with others. Let them know we're here. And he say love the cup. And it's 4 of them have 4 cups.
yes, and I grieve this to taste your sweetness. Alright. For you I'll provide as man, roti kappa, roma rani. Alright. Sincere devotion, accept your religion. For you I'll do anything, I promise to be your king. Rani, oh Rani, I want to marry Hindustani. I love Gauri, so pretty.
Go tell about you.
You look so beautiful, you look so wonderful. I'd like to let you know, I'll never let you go. Oh Rani, I want to marry Hindustani. Rajin Najim Jim Juma Chana.
Share up the video now. We play music till the crowd reach. You know the date tonight? I'm going props. You know these are? These are balls. And I needed to prove that I had balls. So I brought them. You know what we're going, Not Soca Kingdom, eh? Soca Baptist, when he was Blue Boy, not Super Blue. This was before the White Horse owned him.
Listening to a prayer meeting,
You know the song?
Baptist people preaching, with a leader in front, happy people shaking.
So I tell my partner, boy, let me get closer, because I tell myself I hear in soca.
Though it was something to be spiritual, to me it was more like bacana.
Oh, Lord,
Public dancing, no jumping outside time. If you see Baptist woman crying, go on singing, whoa, like
soca Baptist.
like soca Baptist, like soca Baptist, whoa, like soca Baptist, like soca.
Share it up, man, share it up. I know we early. I know we early. This song, I know it has a lot of tune and thing in it, eh? But I find this one the baddest soca ever.
How you bad so? How you bad so? How you rude so? I wanna take a little piece of that. Just give me permission to walk you. Hey, Cause anyway, in girl, I don't want to interrupt you. See, I'm telling you, baby,
What could be second?
the way you're behaving. When you whine like that, tell nobody to stop you. Oh Lord, I wanna go down. Let me see the waistline, go wrong. Bubble to the baseline, you can't so long. Girl, you can't sit down. Don't stick now, we can't go long. And you got the realest bumper in this town. Is the way you move it up and down. And the size of the shape is the way that you whine and the jiggle of the way. That bumper is too real.
It's dangerous.
I wanna whine, but it's looking dangerous. I wanna whine, but it's looking dangerous. And I just want to grind on you, girl, it's too real. It's dangerous. I wanna whine, but it's looking dangerous. I wanna whine, but it's looking dangerous. And I just want to grind on you. You was born for this. I feel really all for this. You're walking up and I like it so. I say you was born for this. I love the way you're performing this. When you're whining, baby, whoa.
Jude Andre Lejean. It's Friday night, you want Madman Run? I tell you, I love this woman. Patrice. The first year she come out, but before Marshall and them damage her, when she had come out and she had sang Stamp Your Name. You remember that song? I love to love this woman. She had that kind of energy. Marshall, best song ever. This song. In my humble opinion.
Yeah, well, this is the water. All right, get ready to flow. Let me go. It's all about the blood in the stream.
Will you walk with all the balls? I bring mine, eh? I bring 3 balls. Which one is it? Videos are messed Alright. We'll kill the music and free up the bandwidth. We'll kill the music and free up the bandwidth for now. Tell me if that ease pressure. Because all you know the story with flow. Some days flow good, other days flow need to change the F to S and call themselves slow. Ann Panton said the video fine by her, so anybody who having problem with their video, go home by Ann. Ann, where you living? Post your address on the wall. So all you see the name of the video tonight, a pack of asses. All you following what's going on in the country, boy? The Prime Minister vexed because the President appoint ahead of the Elections Boundaries and Commission. Prime Minister think he playing chess. He want to put pieces on the board. Today they get catch. I hear a big shot lawyer say, "Apps boy, we get an Indian commissioner." Nobody yet stopped to talk about if the commissioner or the policeman himself have any value to the conversation, you know. But he's an Indian commissioner, so we're taking that. That is the bullshit of Trinidad and Tobago. The conversation going to become Indian commissioner. So why you couldn't take, where's Gary, boy? Gary, where's your race? Gary's he's a everything. Why they couldn't take her everything? Why they couldn't take her all in one? Now, I hear it by listening that Dama name wasn't in the lineup at all. And somebody pull the name from the back and push it to front. Now look what's going to happen, eh? Bacchanal and couture, it ain't done. The Police Service Commission, which is, you all ever saw Jurassic Park? See the part of all the dinosaurs? That's what the Police Service Commission is. It's one of those dinosaur things. And they send this name up. We suggest him. Now look what's going to happen. $3.2 million that paid to KPMG down the freaking toilet. Because it go reach the Parliament and the Parliament going to reject Because there's a policeman with the roti shop. There's a policeman that run everybody from by the roti shop. We can't even appoint a commissioner of police without bacchanal and couture in this country. Everything is a mess. Everything have to mash up. Everything have to embarrass us. The whole world, I tell you. You're not sad? Dwayne Gibbs and he wants ski. Leave Trinidad and never talk about Trinidad again. It's like the super fast Galatia. When it leave Trinidad, it's like whoever is their version of Zungi and chicken bowl and black disinfectant, they do that to the boat. And we didn't talk about Trinidad again. When they send back the new team to go and find the boat, apparently somebody make a mistake and accidentally send a request for proposal, RFP, to the company that owned the Superfast Galatia. The company wrote back, please remove us from your list. Remove us from your list. Don't write us again. And I want to make a suggestion tonight. Now, this is hot off the presses, so we could discuss it all the way. All I don't say, I say, and it's so. Because it's not a one-man show. We could discuss as we go. I would like to suggest, and we can discuss this, when we get into office, because you see a lot of these fellas, their jobs, they just get job for life. It created political handout. When you're there, it's hard to move you. And you see me and Bacchanal and thing, you see Union who want a match, I don't mind. Abdullah, Roger, Duke, whoever want a match, we will sponsor the Moby, the Rock Cake, and all they just march, but a march till all they're tired. And when all they're tired, rest and march again. We will send KFC and thing for you, don't worry. But you see these big shots, here what I want to do. This is what I am suggesting. Brent Bristol, write one word bad. Is there any anything else to that sentence? Do I need to answer it? Are you listening to Michael Jackson? Okay, this is my suggestion. That we create a department of excuses. Don't rush to answer yet. We created a big, it's update high. And it's going to be called the Department of Excuses. And this is the job of the Department of Excuses. We're going to transfer all current high office holders to the Department of Excuses. Transport Commissioner, Chief Immigration Officer, Police Commissioner, Chief Justice, Director of Public Prosecutions, Insurance Supervisor, Central Bank Governor, Police Complaints Authority Director, Integrity Commission Chairman, Ombudsman, and so on and so on. Chief Medical Officer, all of them, because I don't want to say you're fired, because I may not have the power to fire you unless we get the 41 seats. If all 41 seats vote we in, well, we're going to fire them. But if we don't have it, and we just have simple majority, we will create a department, because I can't fire you, but I can transfer you. So we will transfer all you to the Department of Excuses. You'll get the same salary, you know. You'll get the same perks. I can't fire you. I can't take away your perks. Who had blue lights before, have blue lights now. Chief Fire Officer, you have red lights, you get red lights now. No problem, all the same salary, same perks. And you only have one job. Continue what you're doing right now. Make excuses. Just continue. Nothing change. Nothing change. It's just all in one department. Making excuse. Because not one of y'all could fix your department. Not one of y'all could account to the people who pay your salary, who own the country, who own the treasury, who own the parliament, who own the government. Not one of y'all could come to the people and explain to them why this country could be such an insane clusterfuck. Not one. So let's move all of you into the Department of Excuses, and whole day, all you're doing, make an excuse. Why the economy in a mess, Central Bank Governor? Make an excuse. Just make an excuse. You blame and they blame, and you know what? We will save fax paper, because all you could point at one another in the same room. The Chief Immigration Officer could blame the Controller of Customs and Excise, and they're right there to all make excuse. Make excuse. The Department of Excuse. That is the department that this country may say. Now, when you move all of these dinosaurs into the Department of Excuses, the people below them who was doing the job all the time, you free them up to actually do the job. Now, you can't get a raise in pay. You can't get a title because he got with the title to the Department of Excuses. Apparently they just get job till they're dead. So you have to wait till they're dead. If you do a good job, we'll pass it on to you and you can do the job till they're dead. But you will have the authority. Yeah? How about that? The Department of Excuses. Make excuses. Because the central bank governor cannot explain to this nation yet why our dollar is 6.77, the value of a US dollar, and worse, why it would be 1/15 the value. That arithmetic don't add up. And the central bank governor can't explain, making excuses. The central bank governor cannot explain why the banks don't pay poor people interest on their money. He can't explain, making a set of excuses. Central bank governor, move him to the Department of Excuses. He can't explain why the banks getting away with bringing people into the bank, bending them over the teller counter, removing their belt and their pants and their drawers, and reaming them out with fees. He can't explain that. His job is to make excuses. So move him to it's a lateral promotion. Move him to the Department of Excuses. The licensing commissioner cannot explain to Trinidad why for the past 8 years, licensing office is closed at noon. I mean, the whole office has been open till whenever. But at noon, the cashier is gone. And because the licensing commissioner is a dinosaur, he don't know what an ATM is. So he can't put an automatic teller machine in licensing office. I hear a short man, stunt man named Rohan talking about ATM for licensing office. And I went and I looked, because I have a copy of Vision 2020. I get a copy of Vision 2030, which is like Vision 2020, but without the salt. And I have the PNM manifesto. And I turn page after page, and I'm careful, because I don't want to get paper cut from a Balize paper. And I turn page after page, and I can't find nowhere inside of any of those documents did anybody in the PNM ever talk about ATMs for licensing office before. And I want to know why Shortman, Stuntman, Rohan say, thank you, Philip Alexander. Let's stick a pin. Let me see if, because somebody tell me, somebody post on my wall today, somebody that say we're going to look into this. I think it was the Prime Minister. I see they put out infrastructure and rehabilitation program, call the hotline to report potholes. And I just thinking about the poor people who answering them phone. Because that's cardio. If you could call a hotline to report potholes in the country, the person who answering that phone, them doing cardio. 8 hours of cardio. Because that phone ain't gonna stop ringing. This is the only country, and I could show you, this is not a joke and this is not a lie. This is the only country that has potholes that have their own potholes. And that is an amazing feat. And I think that we should pattern that and say that we invent pothole inside pothole. And then we have eternal potholes. On my street, 2 years now, they're fixing one pothole every 3 months. And they have a pipe in it somewhere. And they fix it, and they go. And the pipe will still be leaking. So I don't know what it is. They dig it up, the road, and they get a little bit bigger, and then they put it back together. So it's getting wider and wider. It starts off as a hole. It's getting wider and wider. I have a 4-wheel drive. I pull cars out of that pothole already. And I want to tell you, whatever it is they're trying to do with that pothole on my street, I'm monitoring it because I think there's a big project. They're going somewhere with this. I may not be a road paving technician or a water maintenance man to know what exactly they're doing, but they have a plan. Because they're on my street every couple of months dealing with that hole. And it could be a national security issue. This could be some kind of hotline to China. I don't know. So I don't want to say too much. But every couple of months, they're dealing with that pothole. Every couple of months. I see Dave Lux just say, Philip, put on a Speedo and go and sit inside it. If that happens, well, I think they will come and pave it then. So I might have to do that tomorrow. The truth of the matter is, though, I'm trying to find out what is this man had put on the wall, or the Prime Minister say they go in and fix. And you see today, boy, today, I get so much crap. Retiree went fishing, got robbed on the beach. I think the Express just should give up now. And I had to, you see, the name of the video is A Pack of Asses, and it's for a lot of people. A woman posts on Facebook today, now she's a woman I know and respect. In fact, she's a relative to a relative of mine, a future relative. But she vexed me. Because she liking up herself for the carnival. I have a problem with that. Carnival. All over the place. I don't mind. Like yourself. But she come on Facebook to post how we harshing her buzz. With the boycott the carnival talk. If we want carnival, sit down behind the computer and don't go in the people carnival. But the people who want a carnival, carnival, leave it to them. And I wanted to tell her. And then I say, you know what? It's best I just unfriend her. But then, when I unfriend people, for some reason, they don't talk to me, they don't click like, they don't interact, they don't send me no message. But if I unfriend you, I get a message. Wham, Jesso, Wadu. So I sent a message for her today. And I put this post today. Let me explain to you why I had to unfriend you. You missed the point of the call to safeguard yourself and others. You missed the point of sending the message that we will not stand for this level of mismanagement anymore. You missed the point of a people shaking off the stereotype of being easily distracted and selfish. You missed the point that if they think once we could wine and jam, they could do what they like, and that we have a duty to prove them wrong, to demonstrate that we are aware, and that we can't put aside selfish pleasure and come together to rescue our country. Your post on Facebook that we are trying to guilt you by saying boycott the carnival missed the entire point. And encourage others to your foolish rally cry and put them all at risk. It would be ironic karma if you did not survive the carnival. If you were kidnapped, raped, trafficked, or murdered, all in the name of a hashtag and a wind down low. It saddened me that by your educated ignorance, all you did was to stand up for your right to put yourself in danger and missed the entire point. As my efforts failed to convey the idea of personal safety and social responsibility to you, I unfriend you to save you from my type of thinking. You don't need that pressure anymore. Jam hard. So when she come to ask me why I unfriend her, I will quote this. Because I like soca. I like it. I like calypso. I like carnival. I tell somebody last night, I wake up one Ash Wednesday inside the Oval. I didn't know where I was. I used to leave my mother's house Carnival Friday. They were seeing me again till Ash Wednesday. I love carnival. I could tell you, I know Marshall since Panasonic Express days. I know Marshall when Marshall had no form ecstatic and used to sing in a jumpers. I remember that, a red jumpers, used to sing in a jumpers, and Taxi and Image and Company was the big bands then. So they used to hire Marshall, and when Ecstatic come on, that was cute in the party to go to the bar and get a drink. That's how long I know Marshall. One year, he sang a song, Hold On to the Big Truck, and Get a Little Thing. That put Marshall on the map. That put him on the map, Hold On to the Big Truck. And then he shift gears and he become that every year. He sang the same song. Colonel Roberts rescue him, and they've written, there's a thing in the Bhagavad Gita is part of a bigger thing called the Mahabharata. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly. Mahabharata. I think that's how you pronounce it. And that's supposed to be the most epic poem in history. Bhagavad Gita is a piece of that. So let's tell you how big that is. And I think Marshall trying to compete with that, because Marshall write and sing one long song. Since he leave by Amar Studio, you could play it. Every song, last year's song, and just like mix and flow into this year's song. And you will see why I'm telling you. One nice, long song. Next year's song done right. 2020 song, I feel they have music if Marshall drop down dead. All till 2035, Marshall still winning road march. And I went there. And I love soca, and Marshall is my boy. Marshall is my boy. I respect Marshall. Because when you catch a fool, wind him, grind him. That's what you do it. Catch a fool. Woo! $2,100 a ticket. We stupid like that. But you see, I didn't care about that. I didn't care about that. I don't even care that Dina Ken and Tribe and all the rest of these bands laughing at you all when they watch their bank balance. Wow, how much they pay this year? They pay $6,000 this year for the bikini. Next year is $8,000 in their ass. Next year is they don't start a book at 8. What the hell? You know what? It's your money. If it gives you pleasure, like yourself. My problem is when I open the news feed and I see who go missing and who get murdered, it go hurt me. It go hurt me. Nikili saying, imagine the video cannot play. You're having problems with the video because I will undo and redo it, you know, and I'll go on the TSTT, link, get flow, playing up in the platform. Tell me. I'll continue talking till you all decide. The Prime Minister said crime fighting measures are being blocked. Now, jackass, you are the Prime Minister. Say that again. Jackass, you're the Prime Minister. You have the authority to fix this now. You don't need permission from nobody. Kamla can't block you. Rudal can't block you. Who blocking you? Because the only people that have a vested interest in blocking you, you're going to say, the Pep can't block you. We are no authority at all. We can make a whole set of noise, gather people and like we said. But right now, the people are the authority to block you and they're not blocking you. So if you think that Faris little Saddam style law, anti-crime, cybercrime, anti-gang, all that bullshit that Faris trying to do to make you all a dictatorship, you don't need that, brother. You don't need that. But you've been fooling people for too long, Keith Rowley. Keith Christopher Mugabe, Sabga Rowley. You've been fooling them for too long. For 32 years, you've been filling out a form every year, at least one. Everything that I say above, I swear to be true. I only have 2 children. And then you win an election, and you bring 2 full adults and say, I also have these. Every time you signed your name to that document before, you lied. And if this was a real country, you could no longer have been Prime Minister, because that is a serious crime. But this is the Royal Imperial Majestic Banana Republic. Do what the hell you like, lad. Keith, you could bring 9 more children. Chini ain't care. Chini ain't care, because if people start to make noise, and Kamla used to smoke weed, and Rudal Bellamol in Switzerland. So we can't get to discuss the rights and wrongs of you having children all over the place. And the impact that might have on the nation's children who are being taught that not only do liars prosper in Trinidad, they could become Prime Minister. Because you've lied your way into one of the highest offices in this land. And that is your legacy. A successful deceiver, obfuscator, teller of untruths. You're a liar. That's your legacy. You've lied yourself into high office. You lie on Manning till they pelt Manning with mango. You lie on Kamla till they pelt Kamla out of the office. And now you're there lying on everybody else. So you're being blocked. Tell us how. Because you're the Prime Minister. And if you can't do the job, jackass, fire yourself. But you can't do that. Because it will prevent your finances from mounting and sodomizing the nation. They're in full mount now. Everybody ready to go. I mean, who didn't think before of putting the DPP office in a mall? Didn't want to think. I think licensing office need to go in Gulf City too. Give Sean Hadid General Hospital, annex it, San Fernando General Hospital, make that part of Gulf City too, and let Sean Hadid charge your rent. You see, we jackass, right? We stupid so, ain't Rowley? But we live in a country where none of you stunted artists would write a law that give the people the authority to fire your failing, lying, deceiving, deceitful ass. And that's what we need. We need that recall law. Because the bunch of y'all in that parliament, we'd make a revolving door for y'all if we had a recall law. But in the meantime, the people have to always tell themselves, there's the whole of Trinidad, you know. Boy, I feel that is it, yes. I going outside. I going outside and burn a friggin' tire. The whole country like this, we ready, you know. We know where we getting with gas, we know where we getting with matches, we know where we getting the tire from. We just fed up and we waiting to see because this was it, boy. You think this was it? Burn the tire for this? I should go out there and burn my tire. Because we have no other we have no other recourse. Every stunting jackass in every high public office, either abusing their own office, misbehaving in office, or don't know how to do their job. From the president come down. The PM says crime fighting measures being blocked by the Anunnaki and the people from Orion's belt. They're sending powerful mind-blocking beams to prevent that jackass from hiring an international law enforcement agency to come and clean up the tiny little 5,000 man Trinidad and Tobago police service, which could be cleaned up in 5 to 6 months. Cost us about $10 million. But when they're done, half the police service suspended and under investigation. But the other half clean. The other half clean. You have a police service you could work with. The corrupt, the criminals, the bandits in uniforms have been identified. They have been suspended. And they're under investigation to be prosecuted. The other half that's left behind, and that's if God bless us, and we have half left, could start to do their jobs without organizing to go on a raid, and man getting text and WhatsApp and things say, hey, you know, we coming on by all of this tonight, so go hire and spend a weekend. The people of Trinidad and Tobago have to confront this double-tongued obfuscator, teller of serial untruths, Keith Christopher Mugabe Sabgarowli, and ask him, you see, the media is stunt specialists. The media is almost journalistic gymnastics. Because I want them to tell me, how could the Prime Minister say to you that his efforts at fighting crime are being blocked, and you not follow that up with a question? Sir, could you please, for our readers, our listeners, our viewers, could you please just tell us who, sir, might be doing the blocking? How are they effectively blocking the Prime Minister and the government? How? Could you explain that to our readers, viewers, listeners, followers, observers? Could you? But the media, that's not their job. The media job is to copy and paste what the government say and then go and lie down with government ministers tonight. That's the media job. And if you do not like the obscenity of our truth, turn this off and go and continue to live your comforting lie. And believe when you watch that stunting jackass masquerading as a prime minister, believe and tell yourself the man is the man to get the job done. But he's telling the nation that his crime fighting measures are being blocked, and he can't tell us who is doing it. Who? That's the obvious follow-up question, Asha Javid. That is the obvious question when they come on your set, Hema Ramkisoon. That is the obvious Question Fazir Mohammed, not did you call the Prime Minister a jackass? Mr. Prime Minister, how did a jackass end up in office? That's the question you have to ask. Because the Anunnaki from Orion's belt are blocking the government, because he didn't blame the opposition for this one. Roti politics on hold until the commissioner sworn in. But stick a pen. Who could block crime fighting measures when the Prime Minister could engage the services of international law enforcement to clean up our police service? Who could block crime fighting measures when the Prime Minister has the authority to negotiate with international partners to shut this nation's borders down cold? Who could block crime fighting measures when Watson Duke doesn't want to use his scanners because his testicles might fry? Fire them. Start over. You don't want to use your scanners? No problem. Buy step ladders, unstuff all the containers and examine them. But don't bullshit us. We're not taking bullshit anymore. If you can't do the job, fire yourself. All of you. But don't bullshit the nation. We're not taking that shit anymore. We're not taking it anymore. True talk. I'm on a 20 feet. If it drop below 200, I will cancel the video and I will go live on the TSTT feed. Here in this Papi Show land, where everything is a Papi Show. They're blocking me hard. Tonight we gotta do 2 videos. Tonight we gotta do 2 videos. Let me see what go on. Faris, I'm telling you, we're not stopping. All your SSA workers, all of you, we're not stopping. We are the authority of this country. You're temporary. We're permanent. We're the people. We're the citizens. We're not like you. Johnny Sukaran, also known as Faris Al-Rawi, from Iraq. We're from here. We're from Trinidad and Tobago. That constitution is ours. The constitution that gives you your work is our document. It's our supreme law. Alright. I'm going to finish this feed now and I'm going to start over. Hang on.